Okay.
To begin with, when we first started the company, we would have a cash book, and you got that from the PSYBT Princess Trust people who gave us the loan, and then we'd write out our weekly costs, and you'd really just write in as costs came in and went out. But very early on, again, I realised that I really wanted to understand how the accounts worked. So I went on an accountancy course, and it was just a week long, and it was very basic, because I was never very good at maths at all. It wasn't a strong point of mine, ever. But really, with business finance, as long as you understand the process, it's actually very simple mathematics. And there's a lot of very good accountancy programs. You put your numbers in, and it does a lot of the forecasting for you. So as long as you understand how much your heating's costing, how much your rent's costing, how much your wages are, every little cost that you can think of needs to be put into that cash flow forecast. It will then work out what your VAT is, what your tax is, what your depreciation on assets is. So you don't need to get too bogged down, but the more you understand early on, the more it will slowly become natural. Now you can look at a set of accounts and understand it, whereas at the beginning I wouldn't even know where to begin. And understanding the financials will grow your business quicker, because you've got to know how to make money, and to know how to make the money, you've got to see the money going in and out. So for the first 4 years in business, I did all our accounts. I did our VAT returns, which had to be in quarterly, otherwise you'd get fines. We did our tax through an accountant's firm, so we would pay them an agreed sum of money per year to lodge our accounts. And then 2 years the accountants did a bit more because we didn't have the time, and then for the last 2 years we've actually had someone coming in twice a week. And they do all the payments for employees, they do all the payments to suppliers, so they've got a much better understanding now of exactly, down to the last penny, what we're spending per month. Whereas at the beginning you could be a bit more vague, but you've just got to have a good understanding. And then that again comes back to the monthly management accounts, so that you know exactly how much money you've got to spend on next month's stock, because you can't just keep buying in. Otherwise you're going to run out of money if you're not careful. You've got to understand how much is coming in to how much you can spend out. And that's really the sort of bottom line. Because wages, tax, VAT, they all have to go out every month. It's not something you can just hold off saying, well, sorry guys, you're not going to get paid this month. It's just not an option. I mean, personally you can, and that's something you will learn, and any business person you'll speak to, you know, they've had months and months of not having money at certain stages in their business. And you've just got to be very flexible and always be thinking to the future, and have sort of contingency plans in place, so that you can keep running your life too. But yeah, I mean, just enjoy it and start to think figures. As stupid as it seems at the beginning doing a cash flow forecasting, it does actually pay off at the end of the day. I remember trying to say, well, how much money am I going to make per month? And there's no way of really understanding that. But as long as, in the early stage of your business, you keep reviewing it and saying, right, am I on target? You'll soon get an understanding. It will become second nature.